Hello, YouTube, valued viewers and knife enthusiasts, one and all. Byron here at Splitting Slices, welcome you back to the Knife and EDC channel. And today is Wednesday, August 5th, 2026, and we are going to talk about two excellent and value-priced camp knives or Trail Scout knives that are produced by two different companies. But currently, and the reason I'm bringing them up today, is both of these knives are right now the same price, and that is less than $27 at Discount Cutlery. Now, there are other places you can find them, such as Smoky Mountain Knife Works, Chicago Knife Works, and American Buffalo Knife and Tool. I'll leave those links in the description of this video in case you would like to go shopping. But on Discount Cutlery's website, right now, both of these knives are the same price. Again, $26 and some change, but less than $27. I recommend these two knives to any parent or grandparent that are in the process of trying to gear up their child or grandchild for that summer vacation trip, that camping trip, the fishing tour, the hike with several friends. And this is a good way to both economically put a knife and a multi-tool in their hands, one that will hold up to several trips. But unfortunately, if it gets stolen or lost, grandpa or dad are not out a lot of money. So let's get into it. The first knife we're going to talk about is the Cattleman Cutlery Trail Scout in Zebrawood covers. Now, this is made by a company called American Buffalo Knife and Tool, which is part of a larger outdoor gear conglomerate. Now, this company has been sold multiple times since this knife was designed and originally built, and it is currently headquartered in Cincinnati, Ohio, but most of their outdoor gear dealers are located in the Central West and Western United States. You can purchase these online, and again, I will leave links in the description of where you can find this. But this is a nice, pocket-friendly Trail Scout or camp knife for any child that needs that basic knife to open up a can, to open up bags, to repair a tent or repair a field pack, tighten a screw on a rod and reel or a piece of equipment. And hopefully with that bail, we'll be able to keep it on a carabiner, on their hiking pack, or in their pocket and not lose it. Now, the Trail Scout has 4 different blades. Let's look at them. First, you have the screwdriver with the bottle opener. You have the can opener with a bottle opener type mechanism as well. You have the main blade, which on this knife is 2 3/4 inches long with a 2.5 inch cutting edge. It's a spear point shaped blade with that nail nick to open up the blade. And your 4th blade is on this knife a punch. And let me see if I can get that out. Here you go. All right, this is a stainless steel punch. It does have a sharpened edge, so you can use it to score wood or possibly cut leather straps or leather pieces if you need to make a field repair, but it does not have the sewing eye, so I can't call it an awl, AWL, because you cannot sew with this, but you certainly can poke holes and make repairs if needed. All right, so 4 blades on this. Overall close length is 3 5/8 inches long. It's a good pocketable size. It is only a 1/2 inch thick there at the bail. All right, and it's actually a little slimmer at the swell of those scales in the center of the knife. All right, has the Cattleman Cutlery nickel silver shield on it with 3 nickel silver pins holding on those Zebrawood scales on both sides. Now, this used to be made out of 3CR stainless steel. The website says that the blades are currently 8CR, but the body of that knife is probably 3R stainless steel, but it is stainless, so this one won't have to be oiled up as much. Just a little bit of oil on those joints every time you come back from a camping trip, is all that this knife should need. You can also take a little mineral oil and put a little bit on those Zebrawood scales to help keep those moistured so they don't crack over age. Okay, but this is, again, the Zebrawood Trail Scout knife from American Buffalo Knife and Tool. Now, the second knife we're going to take a look at is a little bit bigger, a little bit heavier duty, and certainly weighs much more. I should say the weight on this Cattleman's Cutlery knife is only 2.9 ounces, so a good average weight for a pocket carry. This one, though, gets a little heavy. This is a big, beefy boy. Carbon steel blades, so this one's going to take a little more care from your grandchild or child as far as keeping it clean, oiled up, and making sure that there is no moisture on the blades or on the inside of the knife when they go to store it after a camping trip. This is the Rough Ryder Kamp King in Cinnamon Stag covers. It's a multifunctional pocket knife, and it's model number RR2424. Again, this knife right now retails for a price of around $26 to $27 at Discount Cutlery, but can be found at other websites for around $28. All right. Now, the overall length of this knife is 4 1/8 inches long. That does not count the length of that bail. So just the body or frame of that knife is 4 1/8 inches overall. It has a 3 3/4 inch long blade, spear point style blade with that crescent moon nail nick running through half of that blade to make it easier to open up. Now, these are carbon steel blades again, so these do need to be wiped down and regularly oiled so they do not rust over time. And the knife certainly needs to be cleaned out thoroughly after a major camping trip to prevent dirt and debris from corroding those blades. All right, now you also have a can opener with a cap or lifter or a can opening mechanism. You have the screwdriver blade with a bottle opener on this one as well. All of these blades are mirror polished carbon steel. And finally, on the back side of the knife, you have a sewing awl. So this is a combination punch, sharpened edge for doing scoring or cutting work of leather, and you have the sewing eye where you can use that to basically work leather lacing through a tent repair or an awning repair or an old canvas or leather field pack, what have you. All right, that is the fourth blade. Now, very heavy, very sturdy brass liners as well on this knife, and the covers are then pinned in with a 3-pin construction, just like the other knife. Bolsters are single fluted with those grooves in them and also crimped or pinched at the end. All right, more of a decorative look than a functional aspect on this knife, okay? Now, if we would weigh this knife weighs 6.2 ounces, so over double the weight of this knife. So this one I would recommend maybe to be carried on a field pack with a carabiner or inside a pack as opposed to maybe carrying it in your pocket. This is also 13/16, almost an inch wide at the bail location here as far as trying to store this in a pocket. You're certainly going to feel and see this knife in your pocket. It might get pretty bulky, okay? You would also need a really big leather sheath or a slip to put this in. So this is better, I think, kept in a pack or on a carabiner on a hiking pack or camp pack. But again, two value price knives. Both have their pluses and minuses, but both of them are economically priced and I think would make good choices for a child who's looking to gear out for a future camping trip or vacation or fishing or hiking trip. I don't think you can go wrong with these two knives. So that does it for me today. I hope you enjoyed the video. Byron from Splitting Slices saying, please split a slice with a friend soon. Check out my descriptions and the description of this video and the links that I include. And for everybody going on that trip, good luck, stay safe, have fun, and until my next video, take care.